Hello, and welcome to the Daily Talk Show. Have you ever wondered about how life was in the 1690s? Well, today we have two very special guests here to tell us about their daily life. Please welcome Anna and Kalila. Now, I know you're probably saying, what's so special about them? No offense, but you have to listen to this. They're from the past, the 1690s to be exact. So, where do you ladies live?
We live in the Massachusetts Bay Colony. I think you call that Massachusetts now?
Yeah. Oh, so I'm guessing you're Puritans?
Yes, ma'am.
So, what made you want to leave England and settle into what you call New England?
When we were in England, it wasn't really allowed to be our religion there, so we decided to move to what we call New England so that we could practice our own ways and faith.
Oh, I see. What did your typical Puritan house look like?
Most houses were made out of wood with one room and a loft and a huge chimney. Some houses might have had another room above the main room.
Oh, that's pretty small. On average, how many people used to live in your houses?
I would say about 9 to 12 people, including the parents, children, relatives, and servants, and sometimes even more than one housewife would live together in the same house.
Talk about crowded. What was the usual Puritan apparel?
People usually wore linen or wool. Women usually dressed simply and wore long skirts with long sleeve tops. We pin up our hair and cover it with a linen cap like you can see now. We don't like getting dirty, so we wear aprons over our clothes.
A lot of the men wore linen shirts under long knee-length vests and a full-skirted coat. They also wore leather boots with that, and sometimes wide-brimmed hats and even wigs sometimes.
Children above the age of 6 dressed the same as their parents.
Children under the age of 6 wore long, shapeless gowns, usually in white.
That's so interesting. We'll be right back after a short commercial break. Have you ever wondered if you were a witch? Well, now you can see with the incredible rock. With just 2 easy payments of $9.99 plus shipping and handling, you can finally find out. All you have to do is tie the rope that comes with the incredible rock kit to your foot and have someone push you into water. If you float, you're a witch. If you sink, you are not. We are not responsible for any injuries or deaths. Please place your order by calling 1-800-626-1690. I repeat, the number is 1-800-626-1690. Call now. Don't pass up this amazing offer. Welcome back to the show. I still have Kalila and Anna here with me today. So, what kinds of foods do you usually eat?
We eat a lot of meat and vegetables. However, we don't eat raw vegetables because we believe that was unhealthy.
At most of our meals, we drink cider and ale, but we don't really drink that much milk because it's usually made into butter or cheese.
We don't really drink much water either because we're always skeptical about how clean it is.
Now, what role did the children play in your Puritan everyday life?
The children don't have a huge role. They just go to school where they learn reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Puritan parents had to make sure their children knew how to read because it was believed that every Christian should know how to read so we can read the scripture.
What did the schools look like?
They were cramped and small, usually in one-room school buildings with low ceilings, and they had a furnace in the corner that was their source of heat.
The children sat on hardwood benches that were drawn up to wood desks. The schoolmaster's desk on a big platform was placed at the front of the classroom.
Now, how did you fight against illnesses and diseases?
Well, there wasn't really that many doctors in Massachusetts at that time, so we didn't really do much to prevent illnesses because medical practices really weren't that safe.
Many people became infected by the doctor's germ-contaminated instruments. However, in most households, medical care was performed by the mother or the wife of the house.
Oh, so now when we talk about roles of the men and the women, what did the men do to support your family?
Well, in every family, the men would do something different. In our family, all the men are farmers, and we sell our surplus crops to the other villagers. But other families do things like butchering, they make clothes, carpenters, stuff like that.
Now, what did the women do?
Many of the women just stayed home and took care of the children or watched over the house.
Oh, that's so interesting. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for visiting and sharing about your daily life. If you would like to know more, please call 1-800-626-1690. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just one question.
Of course.
How do we get back home?